Welcome once again to Recording Techniques. This one is how to record a drum kit, and this is part 2, which is how to record the snare drum and toms of a drum kit. Recording snare drum and toms is a very similar process. You need to position one suitable microphone on each drum. For the snare drum, I would generally use a Shure SM57. A Shure SM57 is a great microphone for a snare drum. It's a very simple device, being a dynamic cardioid type. It has quite a slim, low profile, so it doesn't get in the way of the drummer, and generally gives a very good snare sound. It's not a good idea to use too many microphones on a drum kit. I see some people's idea of recording where you use lots of microphones on each drum, and I disagree with this. I try and keep it simple. I would use one suitable microphone on each drum. That way you don't get too much phase cancellation. To explain phase cancellation, you have a microphone on the snare drum, one on each tom, including the floor tom, a couple of overheads, and one in the kick drum. When you hit the snare drum, the sound travels first of all to the snare mic, followed by the others. All the microphones will pick up the sound of the snare, but the one that is closer will pick it up first. Sound travels slowly, remember, and this causes phase cancellation, which affects the sound of the drum kit. Here you see Dan setting up the mic over the snare drum. Always set the microphone in a position that does not get in the way of the drummer. It's no good if he hits it with the stick every 5 minutes. And always tighten the stand fittings. Make sure the microphone cannot move. Once we start to do the sound check, the position of the mic then becomes very critical, and if during a take the microphone was to move, then things would really go wrong. So put some pressure on the boom stands and lock them in place. Once the microphones are set, they must not move. Here comes my lovely assistant Dan with an attractive bouquet of microphones. These are Sennheiser MD421 microphones. I've had these for many years and they're great for recording drums. When using boom stands to position microphones, watch what you do with the bass. It's really important that the basses don't touch each other, and also they don't touch either the cymbal stands or the shells of the drums themselves. Miking the second tom is very similar to miking the first tom. At this point though, we need to make sure there's nothing in the way. And here we see a problem. The cymbal will contact the mic if it's put in this position. The solution is simple, just move the microphone. Most of this is common sense. It's quite simple to do it. Always make sure that you have the stands tight so nothing can move. This is the floor tom being mic'd. The next video in this series will cover the positioning of the overhead microphones and cabling. Thanks for watching, and I hope it's been of some use to you.